Hello. This is the second video I am making about binge eating. The first one was just a little tip on what you can do once you're already in the process of binging, and that is to just slow down, do some counting techniques. The 10 seconds can really break the binge and just help you slow down just enough to get a little bit of control over the situation. It doesn't mean that you're gonna not eat a lot or anything like that, but it's just gonna give you a sense of control, enough of a sense of control that it might just help you a little bit to not eat as much as you would, give your body a little bit of time to really feel the food, and then hopefully break the stress response a little bit too. But I'm sure you all know that binge eating is a lot more than just, it's just a lot. There's a lot that goes into it. For me, it's been a very long process. I've questioned things a lot. I've wondered why do I deal with this? Where does it come from? I've looked in my past and I've wondered, what trauma have I experienced, this or that? And a lot of times I felt like there wasn't really an answer. I couldn't really find anything. I mean, of course, I've had hard times, but I think really binge eating, what it is it comes from a lot of different places, and then that's how you get here. And so that's why it's hard to kind of overcome it, because it isn't just one thing. I do feel like a lot of it is self-image, self-confidence. That's definitely an aspect of it that I think a lot of people can agree on. If you don't love yourself, it's really hard to treat yourself well. But it's a lot deeper than that too. It's I think self-love is it's something you have to feel deeply. It's not something you can just tell yourself one day that you wake up and all of a sudden you have self-love. I think it's learned. I think it's something you have to just understand. And through all of this, I have really become a spiritual person. I, for a long time, was an atheist or agnostic. I didn't really have, I didn't grow up going to church or learning anything about it. And from my perspective, religion was sort of something that made me feel pushed away. It made me feel like, I've had experiences where, people were like, oh, we're going to pray for you, and to me, I almost took that offensively because I didn't understand it. And it's just been a long journey, and I've had some crazy things happen, and one of those things was hitting rock bottom emotionally. I felt that I had hit rock bottom before, but one day I had recently broken up with my boyfriend. I was living on my own. I had been binge eating for several weeks, and I felt like I just lost everything. Physically, I felt like I was dying. Emotionally, I felt like there was nothing left to live for. I didn't necessarily feel suicidal, but I just felt like I had lost all hope. And it was a crazy experience I had. I had different experiences in my past where religion was sort of brought to my attention, but I never really pursued it or really even understood it. And that day, it kind of all came together. I sat there and I cried, and all of a sudden I just raised my head up and I said, God, please just forgive me for my sins. Forgive me for my stubbornness. Forgive me for it all, And I didn't even really understand what I was saying. I didn't understand the significance of that. But it was very significant because I felt it in my soul. I felt the fact that, you know, I don't know how to explain it. I'm just going to keep telling the story. So I did that, and I cried, and I just felt like a weight was sort of lifted. And that was the very beginning of my journey with faith and just my relationship with God. And another thing that happened for me was I then decided to open up the Bible. You know, it was right there. I'd never really opened it up before. And I just decided, okay, I'm going to just open it up. I want to see what there is in there. And I opened up to Song of Songs. And believe me, I'm completely like a novice at the Bible. So, you know, it was just crazy. And basically, I opened it up, and it turns out that Song of Songs, if you read the interpretation, it says the Bible speaks of both wisdom and love as gifts of God to be received with gratitude and celebration. And to me, that was exactly what I needed. A gift of wisdom and love. It blows my mind to this day that was what I opened it up to. And beyond that, it says, I wish I had highlighted this so I could go to it more quickly. This understanding of the song contrasts with the long-held view that the song is an allegory of the love relationship between God and Israel, or between Christ and the church, or between Christ and the soul. It is also distinct from more modern interpretations of the song, such as that which sees it as poetic drama celebrating the triumph of a maiden's pure spontaneous love for her rustic shepherd lover over the country blandishments of Solomon, who sought to win her for his royal harem. Rather, it views the song as a linked chain of lyrics depicting love in all its spontaneity, beauty, power, and exclusiveness, experienced in its varied moments of separation and intimacy, anguish and ecstasy, tension and contentment. The song shares with the love poetry of many cultures its extensive use of highly sensuous and suggestive imagery drawn from nature. To me, it just felt like I opened it up and it was like God was just singing out love, you know? So I'm just going to read some of it. Solomon's Song of Songs. Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth, for your love is more delightful than wine. Pleasing is the fragrance of your perfumes. Your name is like perfume poured out. No wonder the maidens love you. Take me away with you. Let us hurry. Let the king bring me into his chambers. And that was Beloved. And this is Friends. We rejoice and delight in you. We will praise your love more than wine. Beloved. How right they are to adore you. Dark am I, yet lovely. O daughters of Jerusalem, dark like the tents of cedar. Like, you know what? I'm going to have to not read this right now because it was just a certain part.